So, last video, I got Tadashi up and running. Today is the day where I get the new bolts for the exhaust manifold to turbine housing in, and that is the final piece for buttoning him up. And obviously yesterday I didn't record the test drive or anything like that. I wanted to listen and make sure everything was good, in case there's any hiccups or anything like that. I did have a scare when I first started driving him. I felt like this vibration, thudding on the trans tunnel inside the vehicle. Just to remember that I do have, the aftermarket exhaust on him, and it's an old style where it's a 3-point exhaust flange, so it has a triangle shape to it. And despite having, a flex pipe on there, one of the corners is so close to the tunnel itself, it'll hit. So I'll have to get under there and try and, shim that, wiggle it somehow, get it to kind of shift over. If anything, just smooth down one of the ends where the down pipe meets the rest of the exhaust. That's the point where it's hitting on Tadashi, so I'll be getting that taken care of. Other than that, the coolant flushing system took a lot of time to get it done, but it came out good. After technically it would have been 6 flushes total. Two of them, of course, were with the cleaner. The other 4 were just water, and it finally cleared it up. Is it perfectly clear? No, I never expected it to be perfectly clear. So, you always gotta keep that in mind. Not everything's gonna be absolutely perfect. It's a, nearly 30-year-old car, so it's gonna have stuff on there that would take quite a bit of time to do with doing any flushing. It's not a brand new vehicle. It's not going to come out like a brand new vehicle, but I wanted to get it close to perfect in a way, and that's what happened. So it's good to go now. The coolant system is good, fully bled out, heats up perfectly fine. It feels absolutely comfortable in him. And also, as you can tell, this is the mark that I've got. That's the only issue that I have on him body-wise, really. There's slight, there is some scratch marks on him. There is clear coat fading on the rear trunk spoiler piece, and maybe a dozen Haldings that are absolutely minimal. I mean, they're really small and they're hard to see. Other than that, everything's original. Paint, the wheels, of course. Motor. I didn't upgrade anything at all to the engine. So except bearings. But it's stock. It's absolutely stock. Vacuum lines, everything. There's no boost controller. There's no, I don't have, the ECM link ECU in him. I have one, including one that's also already socketed for, tuning software. But I didn't want to put it in him. I want to keep the aesthetic side of him as OEM as possible. I just love him the way he is, so I'm gonna keep him that way. But this is the only mark that was the absolute eyesore on him, and as you can tell, I still got to do a little bit of work on there, but I just made sure I got it primered primer filled on him, so it cover the bare metal material on him, so I'd be able to still take him out and drive him. So I've already found the company that makes the paint to get that fixed and taken care of, so I can get that in a spray can form, including the full kit that it also comes with its own base coat primer, the base coat color, and the clear coat with it. So I'll still level this down, and then once that kit comes in, I'll be finishing that up, so it's more, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to look possibly cleaner there than the rest of the body, maybe, but I think from after a few feet away, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. So it's not going to come out perfect. It's gonna be, it's gonna have orange peel. I'm gonna assume, which of course I'll level it down, buff it out. But something to have that done though. It'd be better than to see this nasty of a hole in it. So I'm gonna be happy with that. So since that he's up and running, he is obviously now back to being my daily driver. So with that being said, with Deimos here, my NA, he is going to be, he's going to be the go out and the car meets. The wife will be taking him out when we have our get-togethers here in town with all of our buddies with our cars, and she'll have this as the DSM to drive. So there's that side of it, but he's also going to be going back into what he originally was, who I got it from. I got him years ago from one of my best friends who I used to work with, and this was his autocross car, and that's all that he really drove him for. So I want to put him back into that kind of scene, in that spotlight. Also because I wasn't able to do anything autocross wise last year because he had no engine in him at the time and too many issues going on with Tadashi. So this year I'm going to be getting him set up to go out this year, and that's why we got the power steering pump to come in. So I'm gonna get that buttoned up, gonna be looking out for those scheduled times, and being able to finally go for my first time to do autocross racing. So I've been to them before. I actually used to watch my buddy when he owned the Eclipse back when I was like, I'd say 18, 19. So well over a decade. I used to watch him actually. A place where I used to live in town. I was able to step outside the back patio and watch autocross going on, and I'd see this Eclipse and I always loved it. And years have passed, and then finally we ended up working together, and come to find out it was him the whole time, autocross racing in him. So I want to keep that alive, knowing that this vehicle was from one of my best friends. It was something that I was interested in doing, but had no clue about it. He was already doing it in this car, so I want him to go back into going into autocross. So like I said, it'll be my first time this summer, but I mean, half the group here in town are just awesome guys, and I wouldn't say peer pressured, but definitely pushed it on me, especially last summer when I was attempting to try and go out, to go do autocross racing because it's an absolute blast. And I actually was at least able to be there for one of them and got a ride in a couple of the guys' vehicles during autocross racing. And I mean, it was just an absolute rush. But when I was there, that's when I also, kind of came to terms that I'm not going to be doing that in Tadashi, just because of how abusive it really feels to the vehicle when you're going through the course. So knowing me, I overthink stuff, but that gives me a high concern of the integrity of keeping him in good shape. So I'm not going to do that. He's going to be kept as just my daily, and Deimos is going to be going back to autocross courses. So I'm excited for that. I was really bummed out that I couldn't do it last year, and so already having the proper helmet, and having the right kind of friends to give me encouragement to do it. Everyone has to start at some point, no matter what, whether it be at autocross tracks, a drag strip, or just any type of car racing scene, really. Everyone starts somewhere. You gotta start at some point. So here I am, 32 years old, nearly 33, and I'm finally doing something, that I wanted to do for 15 years. So it's gonna be nice. I'm really excited for it, and so I can finally feel comfortable, knowing I have 2 DSMs that are drivable right now, with no issues, no lights, no real actual issues that need to be addressed entirely. It's good. It's comforting. So yeah. I don't know when the next video will be out. I know I just posted today of Tadashi up and running and showing a final picture of him being back home in the driveway. But after this one, I'm not exactly sure when the next video will be. I might still go ahead and, record even on Deimos here of work getting done to him, just to keep having, DSM videos up, because I know it's not too common on YouTube or just anything like that in general. It's very minimal, except for the ones that are absolute high horsepower from the ETS, Evo 10, that kind of stuff. That Red Demon, of course. All DSM people know the Red Demon, and those are high horsepower applications there. And so I might just keep a few videos going still here and there to whether it be just maintenance on a vehicle, or like I said, the power steering pump, and getting that stuff routed and lined back in. So just minimal stuff, I guess, to try and show that, hey, I've still got DSMs. There's still DSMs out there that still drive. So yeah, definitely want to keep it going though for the summertime when it comes to autocross racing. I will have hopefully ones of me and Deimos running those courses, so I'll definitely keep that going. But until next time, guys, take care.